This is my first ever Marvel related model kit. Is it any good? Let's find out. Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video we're gonna take a look at FondJoy Deadpool 112 model kit. A huge thank you to Bomboo's Bee store for sending this for a review. If you are looking for any of import figures like for example LPZZ Arkham Batman, Joy Toy TMNT, Furay Planet and especially Transformers third party or licensed, you will find all of it on Bomboo's Bee, so check them out. Link for their store and this Deadpool model kit are in the video description. Now, I'm someone who enjoys putting these model kits together. I have a nice number of Bandai model kits in my collection, some Gundam, but most of them are Star Wars kits, and so I have some experience with building these kinds of things. I don't think that this one will be too hard to put together, but we'll see. FondJoy is a company that I'm familiar with only through some of their DC figures that I saw online. They are larger than 6-inch, and 6-inch figures are the ones that I'm mostly interested in. But you never know, maybe one day I'll review some of those larger figures. For now, we are looking at their 112 Deadpool model kit, and first the packaging. It has this nice metallic shine, a reflectiveness when the light hits it from certain angles. On the front we have a large promo shot of the figure and a small one showing how some of the pieces are connecting to the body. Here is FondJoy's logo. Hahaha, yeah, whatever. Here it says Deadpool plastic model kit. Down here it says 112 plastic model kit, and here we have a Deadpool logo. On the side it says Deadpool. On the back we have some more promo shots of the figure and everything that is included in this set. We are getting a stand, alternate hands, 2 swords, but unfortunately no guns. We are also getting few different face expressions, which is really good. There is a Marvel logo at the top, which means that this is an official licensed product. Nice promo shot of Deadpool on the other side of the box. Again Deadpool at the top, nothing on the bottom, so now let's open up the box and let's see what's inside. So in this box we are getting these sprues with all the pieces connected to them. We have 2 of these larger black ones, 2 of these with red parts, 2 of these smaller black sprues with joints, 1 silver sprue with the bottom of the feet and the weapons, 1 brown sprue with belt pieces and pouches, 1 small black sprue with the eyes. We get all the pieces for the stand, and then the fully built belt and all the hands are packed in this bag. And finally we get instruction manual that leads us through all the build process. Here it is from the other side as well. So now let's put this guy together. Let's get started. this Deadpool fully built, and as expected, the building process was not hard at all. My issues were not related to the build itself, but to the fact that I was doing it in front of the camera. This is why I wasn't careful enough with cutting some of the parts from the sprues. But it's a model kit, and even though this guy doesn't necessarily need it, I can always fix my mistakes with some sanding and painting. Whatever imperfections or small damages you see on some of the details, those were my fault and not the fault of the model itself. I would probably do a much better job if I wasn't concentrated on the camera all the time. But I love how all the parts and pieces connect without any issues, and how the black and red parts of the suit blend perfectly, so much so that when you finish the whole build, you almost can't tell that those are separate pieces. The overall look of the figure is really good. The proportions are right, and because it's a model kit, the figure is a bit lighter than what you usually expect from an action figure. I'm not sure what version of Deadpool this should be, but I assume that it's one of the comic book versions. In fact, now when I look at it, the design is very similar to this Mafex version. And this is not the real Mafex release, this is an AliExpress KO, but I guess that this is the look that they were going for. I was talking about this guy not coming with guns, and that's partially true because there are holstered guns here. Well, half of them actually, but they are here for aesthetic purpose only. As we'll see in a minute, he does come with trigger finger hands, so at least you get that. And if you have some spare guns that you can give to this guy, you'll be fine. Taking a closer look at the details, here is how the head looks. It's a simple Deadpool mask without too many facial details. We see the nose poking through the mask, the eyes are fine, although on my copy there is a little bit of paint bleeding on his left eye. On the top of the head you can see that I really messed up on this point of connection here. That was my first cut too, and as I said, I was more focused on the camera than on how I was cutting the piece, so that's on me. That's what you get when you are not careful and you rush things. And here is the back of the head. I would say that out of the whole build, the only frustrating part were these silver clips. They are small and they were a pain in the ass to insert into the torso. But the torso looks good, muscles are nicely sculpted, arms look good as well. As you saw in the build process, the belt comes as one finished piece and it's made out of a softer plastic. It's pegged in here, in the back, above his butt, so it doesn't flop around. There is no paint on this figure. With model kits, it's expected that you paint them yourself if needed, and here on the belt you can see that the buttons on the pouches are missing some silver paint. Same goes for these pouches here and for the buckles on these straps. At least the Deadpool logo on the belt is painted. The legs look good. We have a small silver knife pegged into his right leg, and the bottom of the boot is shiny silver as well. Here is another look at the back of the figure, and here we have two more buckles that are not painted. We have this piece clipped into his back and it serves as sheaths for his katanas. I do have to take a moment and point out something about the holstered guns. While it is cool that we got these in the set, there are two issues here. I've already mentioned the first one, that these are of no use to you because they are not fully molded guns, but my other issue is that they are actually not in scale with this figure. They are very small, especially this one here. Here is the size of that gun in comparison to his hand, and it could be maybe like a model of a smaller gun, but it still kind of looks weird to me. And just look how tiny it is, even in comparison with the other two guns. But luckily, in case that bothers you, you can always remove these from the holsters, and as I said, if you have some spare guns laying around, you can give them to this Deadpool. I also messed up his left arm, and I said that I'm experienced model kit builder. Yeah, right. Let's now take a look at his accessories. First, he comes with this display stand or flight stand. It's a simple plastic stand that is fine. It's kind of tech looking for some reason. It has these pieces on the side. If you have like more of these stands, you can connect them to each other. So it has a hinge and a swivel down here, here, and here at the top. So it's your basic looking action figure stand. He comes with his two katana swords, and these look fine. No weathering here, but they have a nice silver blade and a nicely sculpted handle. This guy has 4 sets of hands in total. A pair of fisted hands is already on the figure. We get a pair of relaxed hands, a pair of gripping hands, and these grip his swords perfectly. And as I already mentioned, he also comes with a pair of trigger finger hands for holding the guns, but he doesn't come with any guns. But again, if you have some spare guns, and these are actually from Amazing Yamaguchi Expansion Pack Volume 1, these these fit perfectly into these hands. He also comes with 3 pairs of eyes in total. We have the basic ones that are already on the figure, then we have a pair of like more angry ones, and a pair of more squinting eyes. And to change those out, you don't get any tools, so you will have to use something and carefully remove the eyes from the head. So the head looks like this. So we have a peg on each of the eyes, and now we have Deadpool with more squinting eyes. To switch out the hands, you simply pull them off the peg, and other ones fit on perfectly and easy. So here he is holding one of his swords and one of the guns. And as already mentioned, katanas slide into the sheaths on his back like this, and then the other one comes from the other side like this, and this is the look that we get. Let's now take a look at his articulation. The head and the neck together give you a nice range of movement. The head can turn 360, you get a little bit of side to side tilt. He looks down this far, up only this much. We have a decent butterfly joint, so the arms can go across the chest this far and then back this far. Arms move out all the way. They rotate 360. We have a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow that bends in this much, a swivel in the wrist, and a hinge in all directions. We have 2 cuts in the torso. One is up here, the other one is behind the belt. So together they give you some nice range of movement. You get a nice side to side tilt and side to side rotation, but he bends forward only this much and back this much. We have a slight drop down in the hips, and legs go out this far. This is how far they move forwards and back. We have a thigh cut, knees bent this much. We have a swivel in the ankles, feet move forward this much, back this much, and what's surprising is that there is no ankle pivot here because the peg goes straight down into his foot. So that could be better. Let's now compare this Deadpool to some other figures. Here is how he scales with 2 AliExpress Deadpool knockoffs. On the left we have the Mayfax knockoff that we already saw, and on the right we have the amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech 2.0 knockoff. And you can see that in terms of the height, he is somewhere in between of these 2 guys. Here is how he scales with the original Marvel Legends movie Deadpool and the original SH Figure Arts Deadpool 2 Deadpool. Here he is next to Marvel Legends movie Logan and Marvel Legends symbiote suit Spider-Man. Here is how he scales with the original Mayfax Spider-Man and Daredevil. Here he is next to the original SH Figure Arts Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and a City Toys knockoff of Amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Agent Venom. Here he is next to the City Toys Brown Suit Wolverine and City Toys The Amazing Spider-Man. Here is how he scales with Star Wars The Black Series Darth Vader and Imperial Stormtrooper. Here is how he scales with Masters of the Universe Cartoon Collection Skeletor and Revelation He-Man, which is a 7-inch figure. Here he is with NECA TMNT Cartoon Leonardo and NECA Movie TMNT Raphael, but this is actually an AliExpress knockoff that is the same size as the original. Here is how he scales with YOLO Park AMK Pro Series Optimus and Megatron. And finally, here is how he scales with original NECA Feral Predator from Prey and Savage Crucible Veteris Repax. So there you go, that was my review of FondJoy 112 Deadpool model kit. It's been a while since the last time I've built one of these kits. YOLO Park Transformers doesn't count, and Bandai hasn't made a Star Wars kit for a while. In fact, I'm not even sure that they are making those anymore. But I've had a lot of fun building this Deadpool, and I'm sure that the whole process would be even more enjoyable if I wasn't making sure that I'm filming it correctly. I'm not really complaining, I enjoyed putting this guy together, and I'm sure that it will be fun for you if you decide to get this model kit. Its price is around $20 to $25 or euros, and you will end up with a nice looking 112 Deadpool figure that has a good articulation, pose as well, and is in scale with your other 6-inch figures. So if you are on a tight budget, this FondJoy Deadpool is not a bad option, and I would recommend you giving it a try. Once again, a big thank you to the guys from Bamboo's Bee store for sending this guy for a review. Link for this model kit is down in the video description, so use that one if you want to get it. And also check out Bamboo's Bee store, because if you're into original and third-party imports, I'm sure you'll find something that will catch your eye. Anyway, you've heard my thoughts, and now I would love to hear yours. What do you guys think about this Deadpool model kit? Is this something that you're interested in? Have you ever built any action figure model kit? Star Wars, Dragon Ball, Gundam, any other? Do you plan on getting this Deadpool? Let me know all of it down in the comments. As always, a huge thank you goes out to my Patreon supporters and channel members for helping me to keep the channel alive. If you can also join and help, please do so. Patreon link is down in the video description, and channel membership is only one click away on the button underneath the video. You are also helping the channel simply by watching and sharing my videos, so thank you all for watching, thank you for being here with me, and I'll see ya in the next video.